Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for September 21st, Sunday. I know I believe I missed last Sunday, and somebody on my Monday video said, stop skipping Sundays. So this is for you. I should have looked up who it was just for fun. But I'm sorry. I don't like missing days, but like yesterday, I worked an earlier shift. I left work early. I got out early, and then I went to go hang out with my niece and nephew that are visiting from another state. So that's why I wasn't as available today either. I was literally out literally all day, but it was a fun day. Good times. Make sure you guys hang out with your families. All right. I wanted to do a super duper quick start with soccer because it's a pretty decent slate. Nothing crazy. My favorite picks are these three on Inter, Leverkusen, and Barcelona. Now, you can do Rafi or Robert Lewandowski. I don't care. Pick one. Pick your favorite. Pick Torres. Pick Yamal. Pick Rashford. I don't care. Pick any of them. They are heavily favored, and they should win this game pretty heavily. So they have a very good pool of players that can score in this game. Even Fermin Lopez or De Jong. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but great pool of players to pick from in this game. You can even do some teammate parlays in this game. Or take Robert for 2, take Raf for 2, whatever. I probably wouldn't put him in this parlay for 2 unless you want to make a couple parlays, but soccer is never a guarantee. Like, one of these teams could go scoreless and then you just lose. So be careful of that. And be careful with the lineups as well. Make sure the only problem is with Schick is he starts at 8:30 my time, which would be 11:30 Eastern. And then these two games start 15 minutes apart. So the other two games, the lineups will be out simultaneously while this game will be out and these won't be out. But I think all three of these guys should start, and I don't think it's a problem. All right, so quick soccer. Make sure you pause it, lock it in if you want, whatever. That's what I like. Okay, and then as far as baseball today, I love Olsen and Otani and Olsen. They kind of start the same way. I said this at 10 in the morning my time. Otani Judge 2-leg looks really good today, and I said Ash Schwarber of a third if you'd like. Otani Judge is like a lock-in for every Saturday, and it hit today. So some of my guys won some money here. This is all sorts of sports. It's not just base. Well, he put this in the wrong one. That's college. But one guy for sure. Damn, look at this guy. He went off. Will did the Judge Otani parlay, and it paid him out $210 on a $20 bet, and he said, "Thanks, Steve." So he listened to me. Hey, and I'm not always right. Whatever. I mean, that's very chalky. I'm not like, look at this, guys. I'm the best. But I like it for whatever reason. On Saturdays, they like hitting together. So that was a good one. And as usual, everyone's chatting, shooting the shit, having fun. So if you want to join the Discord, I will have it in the description. Everything I do is free. I don't charge a dime. If you ever want to give me money, I'm not going to argue with you. There is a Tip Steve channel. You can also do a subscription thing on my Discord. It's $5 a month, or I have a Patreon as well if you want to support me in other ways. Okay. Now we move on to the slate. Cats are being dumbos. All right. Weather, for the most part, on Saturday, I just kind of ignored. I mean, obviously, rain is important to know. There was a lot of wind blowing. Like, I'll even just show you. There's a lot of wind blowing in. Like, in New York, wind was blowing in. In Detroit, wind was blowing in. Pretty much almost everywhere. I mentioned Rooker Saturday. If I don't put somebody in my parlay like Rooker, I didn't put him in any of the parlays I made. That means I don't really like him as much. If I put someone in a parlay, that means I like them a lot. That means I will put them in the parlay, and I'm willing to put them in a single. But anyway, the weather for the most part wasn't really ideal. Like here, it was blowing in at Busch Stadium. It was even blowing in at Coors, but that was an okay game. Look at Dodger Stadium, so that's why there's so many home runs in that park. It's a great park. Anyway, with that said, the Athletics Pittsburgh game, like it's already a really crappy stadium for home runs. It's literally been the worst this year, at least from when I checked in the past. And I'm sure it's still up there, but this is terrible. Like, I don't even know who's pitching in this game, but there's no real reason to pick from it. Spence and Burrows. Like, yeah. Well, we'll start with the Yankee-Baltimore game since it's the first one listed here. And we got Cam versus Bradish. And as far as weather goes, the wind is blowing in, but this isn't bad. And the pitchers are okay in this game, though. Like, this isn't a game you have to attack very aggressively. I mean, even today, what was it? It was just Judge and Stanton, right? I don't even think any of the others hit. And Bradish, since he came back from injury, has been pretty good. But obviously, Judge is fine. I'm curious if Stanton plays in this game because I feel like he's going to get a day off. So I'd be careful on picking Stanton. Make sure he's starting if you want to take him, which I'm fine with if he starts. But other than that, I like Grisham and Jazz. But technically, any lefty goes in this game. It's just Bradish has been pretty good. So it's just how you're feeling. But that's the order I'd go. Judge, Stanton, Grisham, Jazz. And then as far as Baltimore goes, I mean, they're just bad. So if you like Beavers, that's fine. Cowser's fine, but they're just bad. So I don't really like them. All right, like I said, the A's Pittsburgh game, like this just looks ugly with the wind blowing in, a bad stadium. Like I just don't feel a need to pick from a game like this. And if you really, really want someone, you could take Kurtz. That's fine. You can take Reynolds. You could take, yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't like this game. So Kurtz and Reynolds are my only two picks from that game if you want anyone. Oh, that was out all day today, so I got to chug some water. All right, Braves in Detroit. Strider, who's really struggled this year against Casey Mize, who's been pretty good this year. Once again, wind blowing in kind of nasty. And not really an ideal park again. I like Torkelson on Saturday, and he hit. He loves day games. I don't know what it is. I think did I mention did I make a video? No. I think I mentioned in my video before that Torkelson loves day games. So I definitely like him in this game again. And this game with the wind is better for righties. I know a lot of people are probably going to be on Olsen still, which he's matchup proof. I'm not going to complain about, but the wind isn't ideal for someone like that. And Baldwin did hit on Saturday. So you can go with the next day Baldwin. That's perfectly fine as well. And Nacho, I talked kind of shit about Nacho on, that was yesterday. Yeah. And I said, someone was saying, oh, we should take Nacho. I was like, he doesn't have a home run in his career. And it doesn't show on here, but he hit his first 2 career home runs today. 22-year-old, 0 home runs through his first 59 big league games, and then he hit 2 in his first 2 ever in the same game. I can't even talk right now. All right. So I wouldn't recommend going back to him, but if you want to test him, feel free. But Mize is a good pitcher too. So really, in this game, I would target righties based on the wind. So I would go Acuna, and if you want a long shot, maybe Kim. And then in Detroit, man, lefties are so tempting. I'm still okay with it. Just heed caution with the wind is all I'm saying. But I'm trying to ignore wind more because every time I ignore it, or I don't ignore it, every time if I don't pick a game with bad wind, they always hit a bunch of home runs, and it gets frustrating. So, like, Carpenter should be fine, Green, but I would prefer Torkelson or Torres, is what I'm saying. Even Dingler. So, just go with that. But yeah, the wind is better for righties, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to glance at the odds here real quick. Yeah, see, they even like Acuna more than Olsen in this game. See how he's 350 and Olsen's 390. And it's probably because of the wind, I would guess. if the wind was the opposite, Olsen would probably be plus 350. So just think of it that way. Torque, those are pretty good odds for him. And then for the Yankee game, yeah, this is like almost literally the order I called it in: Judge, Stanton, and then I said Grisham, Jazz. So they're on the same page as me, and I didn't even look at this pregame. So this is the first time I'm seeing their odds. It's actually kind of freaking me out, honestly. But maybe that's just how good I am at this. I don't know. They could hire me to be an odds maker. All right, so Cubs in Cincinnati. Once again, the wind is blowing in from right. What is going on here? Literally all the wind is blowing in the same way for these first 6 games. But it's one of the best parks for home runs, so I still like it. The Cubs are playing like crap, though. And they get to face a lefty. Wonderful. If you want to try Nico, if he leads off for his odds, that's fine. I would only put him in a single, though. And then as far as the other guys go, I like Swanson and Kelly, but the Cubs should avoid the sweep. They should win this game. That's basically how baseball goes. And then Reds against Talion. Talion, like, his numbers aren't the best, but he's not a bad pitcher. Like, he's actually a pretty good pitcher. If you were to go anyone here, Friedel actually hit on Saturday, which kind of annoyed me because I took him a couple days ago. But I'd go like Benson, Stevenson. But I don't know. This game kind of feels baity. I feel like the Cubs are going to win, and there's not going to be very many home runs. So Benson's always a solid option, lefty righty though, and then the guys that hit the day, well, pretty much everyone hit again, like Steer's fine. Stevenson hit. I don't know if Stevenson's going to start, though, because he's a catcher, so be careful of that as well. But yeah, those guys are fine. All right. Once again, wind blowing in really bad. Really bad from right, so it's bad for lefties like Soto. Who's starting? Sean Mania and Irvin. Irvin's been pretty bad this year. Irvin's a great target. So I'll start with Washington, though. Lyle is fine. It's pretty much their only, like, consistent. He hit it inside the park home run on Saturday, so don't, think he had the power. Like, he just, he hit it really deep center, and the fielder, just watch the replay. Just look it up. You'll see what happened. So, but Lyle's fine. He's been pretty hot, and Garcia's good too. But the Nats are just the Nats. So this is interesting because this is Clay Holmes' pitching, but ESPN's always more accurate. And I think Sean Mania is going to pitch, and he's bad too. Actually, you know what? Pay attention because I wouldn't like Lyle or Garcia lefty against Mannion. So we need to make sure who's starting here. So basically, I would just ignore Washington, especially because they have so many lefties in their lineup. So we'd have to see a different lineup against Mania before we know who to pick. So just ignore them for now, and we could visit them in the morning. And I'll do my write-up on Discord, and I'll have my picks there. But as far as Irvin goes, I mean, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Vientos, Nimmo, all fine. Alvarez. Even McNeil, if Beatty plays, I don't know if Beatty, he's not listed, but if Beatty plays, he's fine. Once again, just be careful with lefties because of the wind. But I'm trying to say it's okay. They'll be fine. They're powerful people. Like Soto's odds, all the odds are going down as I talk about it. But so all these guys they like, their odds are pretty low, so they should be fine. And I think Soto rebounds from Saturday. He didn't hit on Saturday. They actually look like crap on Saturday, but you can't win every game. You know how it is. All right, Padres versus the White Sox. This hasn't really been a very exciting series. High chance of rain. Wind again blowing in from right. What a shocker. King had a horrible start his last game. I think he rebounds here against the White Sox. You can't look into like their last start and be like, oh, they're bad again. I think he'll be fine. He's a good pitcher. and he'll adjust and he'll be fine. With that said, yeah, I would probably just consider like Vargas or Sosa. Sosa hit on Saturday, but if I was betting this game, I wouldn't take any White Sox. As far as Padres go, they're also kind of tough. Merrill's still hot, so I still like Merrill. And then always Tatis and Machado are always good options, so that's fine. But I would go Merrill first, and then Machado and Tatis. Just really not that great of a looking game, and you have the high chance of rain too. And then there's a higher chance of rain, 63% chance in KC. Wind is blowing out. Finally, good wind for once, which is nice to see. So I imagine this game will get played. 63% chance though. But the over-under is 9. Good over-under. Walker versus Trey Savage, who had a great start is first ever start. He did really well, actually. He had 9 strikeouts on 69. Wow. Nice. Anyway, so that's a great start for his debut. KC is getting hot, though. Like, I wouldn't be afraid of him as far as Toronto goes. I think Springer's okay. Varsho finally hit on Saturday, so, they're streaky. So look for him again. I think he's fine. And that's pretty much it. Like, obviously Guerrero is always okay. He's just not really hitting a ton of home runs this year. He's still only on 23. So just, kind of keep that in mind. So Springer and Varsho, as usual, would be my top 2 Blue Jays. And then KC, Vinny hit on Saturday. I didn't really get to see everything because I was so busy today, but I know Vinny hit. I think Bobby Witt hit as well. So if you're looking for back-to-back days, either of them are fine. Unless you want to avoid this guy if he has a really good start again. But I don't know. I find it hard to believe that he's going to just pitch like that again. So I think it's okay to take some Royals. Vinny, Bobby, Perez, anyone like that is fine. And then we'll move on to Cleveland and Minnesota. See if any of these odds are out. Okay, so they have Varsho at 330, Perez at 350. Yeah, so they like them as well. And Springer's 400. Okay. Looks good. All right, Cleveland at Minnesota. Cantillo versus Woods Richardson. Yeah. Cleveland is on a tear right now, by the way. They are actually on the verge, I believe, of look at this. The Tigers. They're 1 game behind the Tigers. They're on a 10-game winning streak. They have a -5 run differential still for whatever reason. That's actually insane. You're 13 games above 500, and you have a -5 run differential. That is impressive. Oh, first cough. So, yeah. Oh, Toronto's lost 4 games in a row. I didn't even know that. So that's unfortunate for the Tigers. They're going to probably end up in the wild card if they can't win a game. They lost 5 games in a row. Wow, that's impressive. All right, well, Cleveland is hot. So, as I say, take the hot bats. Take Daniel, take Jose, take Manzardo. Bo Naylor hit 2 on Saturday, wherever the hell that came from. And then maybe K-Fit. Who the heck is Petey Halpin? All right. Well, I've never heard of this guy. So if he plays, take him. There. Easy. Easy money right there. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want to take him. If he plays. I like taking guys in their MLB debut. It's kind of fun. Why is this blinking? Oh, someone DM me. I'm not going to show it on here. And yeah. So Cleveland looks good. They're hot as heck. And Minnesota looks terrible. I don't want to take them against a lefty. They look atrocious. Okay. Buxton on Sundays is as close a lock as you can get. So I'm fine with taking Buxton, but anyone else I don't like. Buxton is like the Sunday savior for whatever reason. All right. The former Cardinal, Eric Fetty, gets to pitch against his former team. Liberatore. How's the weather here? This game sucked. So the wind's actually blowing out, but this game sucked on Saturday. And I kind of said, like, the Brewers are cold right now. They're not really hitting. I mean, you don't have to take them for home runs. Like, a lot of people were on Yelich today, but, like, even Mikolas, he's pitched great, like, his last 5 starts. Like, there's no reason to really, you don't have to target him, you know? So, obviously, if you're just going matchup-wise here, Churrio's fine. Vaughn's back to his White Sox days. I wouldn't touch him. I don't know if Rhys Hoskins is starting it, but he would be. He's as matchup proof as they get. He's really a good hitter, but he's just been hurt. But like I said, you don't have to take Brewers for home runs, especially at a shitty park like this. And then Cardinals, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm good on that. All right, Marlins at Texas. Texas had a really freaking weird lineup on Saturday, and then they ended up losing the game, I believe. Like, I guess they just waved the flag, like they're just kind of giving up. I don't know. Are they still even in the playoff race? They should be, yeah. I don't know. That was a weird lineup. Like, I like Tellez. He hit that pinch hit home run on Friday. I liked him today, but he didn't do anything. This game's in a dome. Don't worry about the wind. Perez versus Kelly. Kelly likes giving up leadoff home runs, but Edwards isn't really a leadoff or a home run hitter. If you want to test it, sure. But I'd rather go like Marcy or Ramirez. But I wouldn't really target him. Johnston hit another one on Saturday. So if you want to go a next day guy. But Kelly's a good pitcher. So even Norby hit, I think, too. Hernandez. They hit a lot of home runs, I think, on Saturday. Or over Friday and Saturday, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I wouldn't go heavy on Marlins just because Texas should win this game, theoretically. As far as against Perez goes, if Smith leads off, I'm good with him. Langford's fine. Garcia, Berger. The only thing I'll say is, like, for whatever reason, games in Texas, like, there's just not a lot of home runs. So you don't have to go. You can either just ignore the game or just go light on like Langford, Garcia, Berger, something like that. But Garcia, I don't think he's hit one since he's come back from injury. So he's a guy I would actually rather wait on now that I think about it. So yeah, I think overall, just ignore this game. No, go Langford, Berger, and Heim. There we go. I figured it out. All right. Trout finally, I think I said in a video the other day that he should hit his 400th home run in Colorado, and he did. He had a 485-footer to finally hit his 400th home run. Pretty freaking sweet looking home run. Chicks dig the long ball, and so do guys. But we got whoever this guy is against Freeland, so I'm assuming this guy is going to be an opener or it's going to be a bullpen game. And he's got horrible numbers. So I love Goodman. Goodman looks great. Even Beck, Doyle, Criminator, sure. Yeah, they all look good. As far as Angels, I still like Trout. I still like Warren Adele. If you want to go a little south, you can go more Guzman as well. Those guys are all fine in Colorado. And I think the wind is it still? Yeah. No, it's fine. 4 miles per hour is nothing. So that, once again, the usual good-looking Colorado game. All right, Giants, Trevor McDonald. I have no idea who he is. He has a 9 ERA. He probably hasn't pitched much this year against Sheehan, who I swear I thought he just pitched the other day. I know he doesn't go a lot of innings, but I guess I'm just confused. I do like Devers again. He hit on Saturday, so Devers is good. Eldridge, I thought I saw his name. Did he hit one? Or maybe he just had like an RBI or something. Eldridge doubled. Okay, so he still doesn't have one. I definitely do not like Bryce Eldridge on Sunday. I'll know who watched the video 24 minutes in if they got that reference. So don't take Bryce Eldridge. Absolutely not. Don't take him. So Devers, Adames, Chapman, these guys are all fine. Sheehan isn't terrible, but he's usually an opener, I think. So, I don't know. He could go 5 innings, though. But yeah, Devers would by far be my favorite Giant. And then definitely not Bryce Eldridge. Definitely not. All right. And then obviously Otani, Mookie's fine, and Freeman. Edmund finally hit on Saturday. That was good to see. I don't know if he'll play. He doesn't play every day anymore. But yeah, you can fire up Dodgers as usual, with obviously Otani being the favorite. Hello. How are you, sir? Cat said, let me in. All right, Philly in Arizona in a dome, but we always know weather in LA is really good. So this is a dome, lefty, Suarez versus Rodriguez. Schwarber and Harper are fine. This stadium already kind of sucks for home runs, so lefty isn't ideal, but they're okay since they're matchup proof. Bader's okay. Baum hit one on Saturday, so I mean, if you want to try him again on Sunday, I'm okay with it. But yeah, Kemp for a long shot maybe, or Wilson, but not the greatest stadium. And Rodriguez is like one of those pitchers where he's like either really good or really bad. So I don't know which one he's going to be. We'll find out on Sunday. And then as far as D-backs go, I'm good. I'm not going to take them against a lefty like Suarez, who doesn't allow many home runs. That's great. That's nope. All right, Gilbert versus Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. Gilbert has been decent. Alexander has been better lately. Pitchers get better. They understand what mistakes they're making. Obviously Cal is Cal. He hit on Saturday. He could, that was the missed opportunity, was to parlay Judge, Otani, and Cal. But hindsight, please stop playing the hindsight game. If you lose a parlay by one, just move on. It doesn't matter. The next day you could go 0 for 6. If you go 5 for 6 one day, the next day you can go 0 for 6. And then I think you're sitting there like, oh, well, I didn't get any legs. But it's the same thing. You either win or you lose. So there's that. But yeah, Cal, Julio, Naylor, Suarez, all fine. The usual Mariners. And then Astros. Pena had a grand slam on Saturday. But the difference between like hitting a solo home run and a grand slam is big, because when the bases are loaded, you're gonna, and like let's say it's a full count, you're gonna see a fastball. That's just how, that's just how it is. So I don't know what pitch he hit the grand slam on, but you see better pitches when the bases are loaded. So you could take them the next day, but I'm just saying you're more likely to hit a home run with the bases loaded. And Gilbert's been pretty good this year, so I'm just gonna say no to the Astros. Are just so hard to figure out. I just don't really like them. All right, and then we got this early guy versus Pepiot, who Pepiot, he pitches really well at home. That's all I'll say. Like, for whatever reason, he's given up a ton of home runs this year. But I remember the last game he pitched, we targeted him, and they have Boyle here. Gosh darn it. Why do they do this to me? Is he an opener? No, he went 6 innings. And he pitched well his last game, actually, too. So he might not even be. We'll wait. We'll have to wait on this game. And Boyle, is he a lefty or righty? He's a righty. So anyone technically on Boston is fine. Like lefty, righty is fine. Duran, Story, Bregman. But I guess we'll need to see who's actually pitching. So I'm not going to pick from this game right now. And if I picked Tampa players, it would just be the usual, like Caminero, Diaz, Morel. Because Early is starting. And then Carson Williams, too. He's on and off, but he's starting to, like, hit more consistently. But yeah, Boston, I'll have to do my... Plus, it's a Sunday night game, so we got plenty of time to figure that one out. Or is this 7? Wait, why are there so many games at 4? Oh, this is a Sunday night game. Wait, do the Rays... That's weird. Why do they play such a late game? Huh. I just realized two games are at 4 o'clock. All right. Well, either way, we still have plenty of time to figure that game out. On Discord, I'll have my write-up. Okay, cool. I'll wait to post. I'll just post something. More than likely, I'll just post it on my Discord. A lot of people look at Sal Stewart's odds. Holy shnikes. That is crazy. I don't even know if I would take him at those odds. That's so low. Wow. 265 for Sal for a guy with like 5 career home runs. That's actually insane. All right. Well, I just wanted to take a quick glance at these odds. But I'll make some parlays tomorrow and throw my picks on Discord. Some people ask me on YouTube for picks, but try to join the Discord. If you absolutely can't, then just like let me know. But yeah, I think that's it. What are we 30 minutes in? Cool. I will also I don't really football will take too long and I don't really want to go over the whole slate, so I'll just have my picks for football tomorrow morning. I'll throw some picks in the Discord. I honestly haven't even looked at the slate yet, so I don't know too much of what's going on. So I don't want to pick something blindly. All right, and once again, the Discord will be in the... What is he talking about? That doesn't make any sense. In the description, and yeah, so y'all have a great night, good morning, a good afternoon, or whatever part of the world you're in, and I will talk to you later. All right, peace.